Should we talk about George?
Yeah, we have to talk about George. We have to talk about George. You were there. You saw it. I mean, the whole internet has seen it. If you have social media, you have run across the George Pickens catch over Joey Porter at this point. You were there. Break the play down.
Yeah, so it happened, like, right in front of my face. It's kind of in the near sideline to the stands if you know how Latrobe is set up or how the field at St. Vincent's set up. Joey Porter is blanketing him all the way down the sideline. And George is not in hell, but he's locked up. Like, if this was a real play, the quarterback, I believe it was Kenny, is not throwing this football. He is not even trying to put this
No.
ball up to it's just a bad idea. But it's one-on-one, so of course he's gonna try to make this throw. And George, as the ball is coming, he's still completely covered. He fights his way to the inside, goes completely vertical into the air. Imagine the catch he made in Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picturing it. Just
Yeah.
look at the
Yeah.
trash afterwards.
Yeah. No, and then the very next play, or the very next play these guys play against each other, there's a rep in between, but George beats Joey on a slant route, and it's easy. He's wide open, just running free, and he turns around and he waves to Joey as he's running away. It's a rough couple reps for Joey, and it just you feel a little bad because Joey did nothing wrong on that first rep, and George just made one of the most incredible plays that you will ever see in your life.
Yeah.
But man, it was because it was more about George than it was about anything Joey did. It's just,
I didn't even know Joey was the corner until like after practice, and I was like, oh yeah, that was him, huh? I did talk to Joey about it afterwards, and he said that the only thing that could go through your mind as a cornerback when that happens is, all right, next play, because there's nothing I could do there. He said he was like, I was in perfect position. I played him perfect the entire time. I looked up for the ball and went, yo, where'd bro go? And then next thing you know, bro had the ball. That was his exact quote. And it was there's nothing like that's just who George Pickens is, man. Like that's just George Pickens is an animal of his own. He is there's nobody in the NFL that's like George Pickens when it comes to that. It is disgusting. I will say it's awesome to see, to see it happen today, because that was the thing. Like last year, Kenny was constantly telling us, like, dude, you think that George makes good plays in the games? You should see him in practice. And here he is, comes out and does something like that. Like, just disgusting. But Joey Porter came back later in the day, had an interception, which I thought was good. George also had a toe tap touchdown in the back of the end zone, which was also gorgeous and so smooth. Like it was just so smooth that you just I don't even good.
Like being smooth, fluidity is not necessarily something that I think people would associate with George, just the image they have in their head. But that guy he looks, I know what play you're talking about, and he did look smooth. Like you think of him as a power guy, but it's some agility and he was smooth, and he looks really, really good.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Like it is. Minka, I remember Minka told me last year, he said, I've played football for a long time. I have never in my life seen somebody that's George's size and has the body control that he has. And I think that is pretty spot on. I'm not going to say Joey lost that rep. I think Joey had a very impressive day, actually. I thought he looked really good. I tried to keep an eye on him because I labeled him as a loser last week, but in that explanation of a loser, I said that I expect him to have a better week once the pads come on and he could use his physicality. I thought that he did impress me a little bit today. Had an interception, I think, against Cody White, which was nice. But George, man, George is just the whole concept of 3 days ago or whatever, he told Peter King he told Kevin Clark, that he thinks he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. Like that's a real possibility. That's a real thing that could happen. I'm not saying it's like he's not the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. I'm saying it is a real thing that could happen.
I mean, you watch plays like that and you can't help but think that. I mean, there are very few guys in the NFL, like even among the best in the world. Like even you think about like Cooper Kupp or something. Cooper Kupp is not making plays like that.
No, he's not even. No chance. No, and that's the thing is like you come up with a play like that and you go, oh my God, that's ridiculous. And then you find him wide open in the back of the end zone and you go, how did you get there? Like how did you get that wide open for a touchdown in short yardage offense? Like it just. He's just all around shows constantly. Like, yeah, all right, I could just do that too. Sounds good. Whatever. Like, be what it be.
Yeah, and I mean on art, like, and George adds an element of fun, I think, to all of this. Like you said, the little like taunting with Joey, like there's clearly, I think it's friendly. Like I don't think George
Oh, it's
hates
friendly. I talked to
Joey.
Joey
Yeah,
afterwards, and he said that it's like he talks just as much as George does. George just got him today, so he's
yeah,
allowed to talk.
yeah, yeah. But that's like fun. That's like that's a lot of fun watching these two young guys who are insanely talented go up against one another and play their asses off and come up with like good reps at the same time. Like it's not like
Yes.
guys are dominating each other. These are like real battles that these guys are having.